Look, we're not taking it anymore. Or you talk to your boss, make sure you take this job and shove it, or show you can do that. Okay, anybody can, dissent. Okay, from their job. If a police officer gets asked to enforce some law, he in his heart says no, his conscience says no, then he won't do it. It's as simple as that. That's what's coming down here. If we ever had a civil war in America, believe me, okay, law enforcement and military are going to be on the side of the people. A lot of them are very intelligent, good-hearted people, okay? A lot of them are the cream of the crop. They really are. I mean, they're doing jobs that I don't have the Constitution for. I might be able to be a soldier, okay, and hide behind enemy lines, but I mean, being a cop, I mean, what these guys have to face day in and day out, I don't have the Constitution for that. I mean, I would if I was forced to. They deputize me, and yeah, I'd be safe because I'm a pacifist. So the only time anybody's getting hurt with me is if it's absolutely necessary in defense of myself or other innocents. But yeah, that's what it would be. So I mean, these elitists, they know, they see the writing on the wall. They don't have a chance. So what we need is the people to be set free. We need universal security. We need universal freedom. You like freedom, you like security, you want that for your kids, then you better want it for everybody else. Or you're ungodly and your belief system won't hold water on Judgment Day. You've been deluded. You've been rationalizing. I can do it too. We can all do it. We got to confess it, admit it, and go to God and repent, or we're going to perish. We're going to go to hell. We're not going to have enough substance in us to be found worthy and deserving of going to a better world. And where do we go? We go to hell. It all makes perfect sense to me. It's the way to do it. I want to apologize for coming off in an arrogant fashion. I don't know why. It's a personality disorder, character defect. But the good news is that when you can, see something about yourself you don't like, then that's the first step to confronting it and changing it. Because I really do want to be like a puppy dog among men. I want to be a really nice guy. I'd like to be the nicest guy I ever met. And I'm not feeling it. I never have felt it. I'm not feeling it today. But I'm working on it. I really want to be a nice guy, and nobody's enemy. If you're my enemy, you decided that on your own, because you know what? It's everyone's prerogative not to have any enemies. And just say, look, love your enemies. So if you love your enemies, all of a sudden they vanish. You take away their power because you put the ball in their court. You say, if you want to, that's fine. You want to hate me for no reason, no cause, no justification. All I want's the best for you and your family. So, I'm not withholding anything good from you. Why am I your enemy? You see, it's illogical. These are the same kind of people that hated Jesus, because I'm just trying to imitate Jesus, and they know that. But they were livid with hatred for Jesus because he questioned their authority to impose what they did upon the people, that authoritarian rule. I mean, this is how these people roll, man, the top money lovers, that they know the power and the control, the prestige, the status, and all the accoutrements thereof, the materialism. Okay, they love it a lot. Okay, and they're willing to trade their conscience and soul for it. I mean, that should frighten anybody. They don't have the fear of the Lord in their soul and value and say, that's a beautiful thing to have reverence for God, respect for my owner. He could send me to heaven or hell from here. I mean, because it's going to be heaven on earth once death is swallowed up in victory and everything organically bad is gone, everything artificially bad is gone, namely money. No more keys. Do you understand? That's the keys. That's really, I mean, if you imagine how that's messed us up in the head, money, dealing with money, with no hope, no progress, just regression, going downhill, and blaming capitalism. When it's anti-capitalism, it's fascism. People that call themselves socialists and liberals, they're in on the scam too. They're just words. What do their actions show? It's not true. It's not true. They've gotten as far as they're going to get. And they realize, and they're blaming this coronavirus. They're using this as an opportunity. Somebody got psyched out somewhere. All it takes is one person and the whole forest to set on fire with this madness. But that's what we got here. I mean, I think it's crazy that people are all freaked out about this thing. Governor Newsom thinks it's going to sweep through California and half the people are going to end up getting it. And probably a lot of people are going to get it and it's going to pass and they never knew. Well, was that a cold? I mean, they're not testing people. I mean, if people can't breathe anymore, they can't smell. That's one thing, if you could still smell. It smells good. you haven't got coronavirus. Well, you know what? I say take a handful of cod liver oil tablets. Ask your physician or do your own research. Make up your own mind. I took health science at college. I've done a lot of research. I know a lot of stuff about this stuff. My parents were in the health food business back in the 70s when I was a child. So, yeah, I know a bit about what I'm talking about. But the cod liver oil is an ancient remedy, and it probably saved my life when I had pneumonia as a child when I was 10. My dad gave me that. I was living in Ireland at the time when I got pneumonia, my left lung. But, I'm a smoker too. But still, you see, I can take a deep breath still. I mean, maybe it is the cod liver oil. It help. Your body is like a machine. Mind over matter. A little bit of faith, prayer. I mean, it's a miracle. I guess I'm doing as good as I am, but I've got other ailments and issues. I tell young people, whatever you do in life, young people, don't get old. Right away some people think, oh, he's trying to tell me to kill myself. Not at all. It's a joke. That's all it is. It's a joke. How are you going to stop getting old? It's going to happen to you too. It happens quick too. I mean, seems like yesterday I was a teenager, just lively and out surfing and having fun, socializing all the time. I mean, yeah, it was. But just yesterday, it feels like. But I'm still there in spirit. It's still the guy I am. I love people. I love friends. I love socializing. And the greatest thing in the world is each other. We're it. We're as good as it gets. So I'm going to jump into some recent current events as quick as I can. Man, I'm trying to cut this down to 2 tapes. I'm having a really hard time, but I really want to get it down to 2 41-minute tapes that I split up into 3 sets each to upload onto YouTube. But now we got some cases in Butte County. I think we got 4 cases of coronavirus in Butte County. It's a county of probably about, I don't know, a couple 100,000 people, 100,000 or more right in Chico city limits. But with Oroville being the capital, but less people live there. Probably a couple 100,000. You got Paradise and a lot of other areas, a lot of population. We could probably disband all the politicians. Most of them have just wrecked up the joint, America, and working against the best interest of American people. As long as we've got sheriffs, we don't have to worry about any politicians. You know that? That's it. I mean, that could be the only leadership we need is your local sheriff department. And a lot of deputized guys out there that are willing to lay their life on the line for others. In a kinder, safer, gentler world where we don't have these politicians wrecking up the joint. All top politicians and cahoots with the money printing class and the labor department, cheating labor for half a century, balkanizing and dividing us, the wealth imbalance. All this stuff could have easily been prevented. I wonder how many highway deaths have been prevented since this coronavirus. They're not showing the statistics on that. I tried to look it up. I couldn't get any information. But there's way fewer highway deaths with all these people staying home. And if those are jobs they don't need to go to and the system can still work, just truck drivers, essential services need to roll, a lot of people would stay home. Well, let's have a UBI, Universal Basic Income. You want to cut down on smog, save the planet, all this stuff. I mean, why don't we talk about these things? People ought to be most financially free when they're young. I mean, Social Security should start from the time people at least leave their household at that time. And, and then they could enjoy their lives when their bodies are youthful and fresh and vibrant. And then later in life, it's easier to slow down and just to hold down a steady job, So I'd be for doing Social Security at the first 30, 40 years of life, maybe, something like that. And then later, people are going to be in a better mood, a better mode to settle down and hold down a steady job, to be stable, right? Older people are more stable. It's just the natural course of events. By nature we want to fix stuff, and we have such a problem, trying to fix something like injustice, social, economic injustice. It frustrates us. So we're all frustrated, and we're picking it up through osmosis, if nothing else.